Um, I have to say my breakthrough was my song, Chick.
A creative breakthrough is kind of like, it's more internal than it is external.
When I first started the brand, I didn't know anything about styling or photography.
Let's go, biggest culture.
Biggest culture.
I said biggest culture.
Tryna murder me. I cannot hang with niggas, dog. They tryna murder me. I cannot hang with niggas. They tryna murder me. But someone won't go by purge. Someone won't go by purge.
Before I get straight into it, let me just ask each and every one of you guys, how you guys feeling? Just general, analysis of your moment right now, starting with you, Lebo, going to Yaone, and then ending up with you, Usimamane.
I'm feeling good. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Kind of nervous because I'm not a public speaker. I'm a fashion designer. So, yeah, but I'm good.
Awesome. Yaone, how you feeling? What's the vibe saying?
Hi guys, thanks for coming. I see the full moon there, which I didn't see before, right?
okay.
So I think that's like a good omen, but I'm a little bit nervous as well, but I'm really happy to be here because it was on my vision board. So I'm so happy I'm here.
Fire. Young King, how you feeling, sir?
Sanbonani. Bro, I'm a trap nigga. I'm always tired, but I feel amazing right now. Ish. Yeah, I feel so good. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Yeah, having you, I'm nervous and shit. Anyways, get straight to the point, right? So we're gonna have a conversation, right? And the topic of today's session is titled The Creative Breakthrough, Definitions, Perspectives, and Inspirations. And we're gonna get into this conversation with each subtopic. So I'll start with the definitions part and then lead with the perspective part, and then obviously conclude with the inspiration part. And just to begin, I'll start with you, Usimamane, with this question, right? What does the phrase creative breakthrough mean to you? And at what point in your career have you either experienced it or at least witnessed it? And then we can just move on from there. And I do encourage you guys to participate if you do have points.
Like a breakthrough?
Yeah, what does the phrase or like creative breakthrough mean to you? And when did you obviously experience it or at least witness it?
I have to say my breakthrough was my song, Chick. And that's how I witnessed like a breakthrough because a lot of people been telling me that I need that one song, and that's always been what I had in my mind, like from January 1st this year. So I have to say, I don't know how I can explain like a breakthrough, but since I'm a musician, I feel like a breakthrough for me is just like that song since I'm a musician. Yeah, I really don't know how to explain it, but I feel like that's a breakthrough to me.
Yaone, what would your answer be to that question?
I think for me, a creative breakthrough is kind of like, it's more internal than it is external. For me, it was when I really just started really honoring my creative vision, and I stopped caring about like being perceived. I think, like an example of it that we can all like attest to, I think we've all seen when Tyler the Creator like really like got into his stride, like when Golf Le Fleur like really just became its own like aesthetic. So you can really see like when somebody's really just like, they've put in the work and then they like honor and they just like take it in stride. They're just like unapologetically like doing what they need to be doing,
Lebo, anything from your side?
I think there's the breakthroughs are always changing as time goes, as the brand grows. Sometimes there's different levels to the breakthrough. That's how I also see it. And yeah, I think it's forever evolving, basically. There's always different breakthroughs. You have a vision, you kind of achieve that vision, and then there's a new breakthrough and a new breakthrough. So I always see the breakthrough as something new to kind of conquer. Yeah.
I mean, that said, let me pass a question at you, Lebo. And the question is, what kind of techniques or mindset have you used to overcome like creative blocks, right? And how did they end up leading you to more breakthroughs?
Yeah. I think I just keep doing. Like what I forced, like, you know, like or forced, I feel you just keep doing it, and just like something has to come out of you keeping like the work going. Like you just continue. Like I remember like when I first started, I used to have a lot of creative blocks because I used to like make the clothes myself. So it's kind of like I'm caught in between my skills, what I can do myself, and what I want to design. So it's kind of like what I can sew and what I'm trying to sew, you know? So it's kind of like, so I'd have to bridge the gap between what I can sew and what my skills allows me to sew. So you have to play around with it, but yeah, you have to kind of maneuver your way through it. It's not an easy maneuver, but yeah, you just have to look at it and like, yeah.
And Usimamane, in the sort of like realm of music, I mean, people are obviously celebrating your ever-growing success today, but you've been doing this for a long time, like 8 years, right? And I can only imagine it's very challenging to obviously sort of like keep on pushing forward until you eventually find that. What kind of mindset were you sort of like, or did you adopt along, you know, the journey leading up to this point in your career?
My mindset was I had like this vision, which was like tunnel vision. You know, it's like there's a light right there, and I need to make sure that I get there. So it was like a thing like that, and also to keep doing what I'm doing, and also have my mind focused on one thing and one thing only. Yes, sir.
Yaone, what was your experience like in terms of, you know, the kind of techniques you had to adopt in order to essentially push yourself forward?
I think step one, listen to your mom. Like, she's never wrong. My mom has always said, like, whenever you're like in a dark place, you just need to get up and do something. Never stop doing something. Like a train or like a car, once you stop accelerating, you will keep moving. There'll be like some momentum, but eventually it will come to a stop. And she was just like, never let it come to a stop. And as somebody who like, you know, is depressed from time to time, I've come to a stop, and it takes so much more energy to restart than it is to just do like the smallest, tiniest thing. Like even if you can't sew that thing, like try to sew that thing and get it wrong, or just like literally anything, like wake up and fold your clothes if that's what it takes. But just like never get to a place where you're not doing anything ever.
That's beautiful. And on that point, Yaone, this question, I want to actually start with you because I remember we had a conversation before we started, and it reads as follows, right? In your opinion, what role does collaboration play in not only achieving a creative expansion, but in also achieving artistic revelations? I know you had an interesting perspective on that, and I'd like to obviously broadcast that, and then I'll obviously encourage everybody to also participate.
So like I was telling you earlier, I think collaboration, it's really important, and we talk about it all the time about how important it is. But I think we forget, or we take for granted, or it's not like a big deal that people really need to put food on the table. You know, we need to keep the lights on, and we're all following the money here. We're following, like, you know, where the dollars are. And it takes a lot to, you know, ask people to take time out of their lives. Yeah. Whether it's on a short-term basis, like we're doing one photo shoot, or a long-term basis, like we have this collection that we want to put together, and there's going to be a runway and this and that. It takes a lot to ask people to intentionally like take out time that they could be using to make money to like put into something that, you know, we don't have the budget for, and you're not getting paid to do this. So I think in my experience, you know, in the years that I've been working, it's pretty difficult to, you know, collaborate. I think it's so important, but it's just really hard. I think the best collaborations for me is when you get like buy-in from, you know, corporates. Like you did your collection with Johnny Walker. You see, like that's so much easier than like asking all your friends who, you know, were all struggling to pay rent this month to like not go and, you know, work that day. So yeah. And
in the rap world, it's a bit different, not the dynamic, because you obviously, you know, you have your homies like Tony, for example, that, you know, you guys were grinding together. What sort of like, you know, words would you have with regards to collaboration and, you know, the roles that it plays to not only expand yourself, but also take you, you know, further within your career?
I feel like it is important. Why? It's very simple, you know. A lot of people be tapped in with me, which is like my sound, you know. But we're like collaborating. It's like, I don't know. It helps because a lot of people be wondering, how will I sound with this person, you know. So, just like, for example, since I'm a trap nigga and I have like Java on the song, we never expected to be like that, but it was just like taking a risk, no, actually a chance, and trying to figure out like my sound and his sound. So it is important because you never know the outcome of whatever thing that you guys be working on.
Even that the song Star, right?
Yeah.
That one is just crazy. Never expected to sort of like see you within that artistic body work style, and that's obviously done because of the collaborative spirit that you embodied, right?
Thanks.
It's crazy. And Lebo, would you have anything to add on to that in terms of like the spirit of collaboration?
So Happyville was purely built off of collaborating with like my peers. I feel like we had the same kind of vision in the sense that like we shouldn't kind of be fighting each other. We have a bigger vision and a bigger goal. So I would definitely like firstly encourage it, but also I've learned a lot through collaboration. I've learned how photographers work, how stylists work. When I first started the brand, I didn't know anything about styling or photography or how the lighting might work, or you know how the clothes should look in a shoot. And I learned all those things through collaboration because the people I was coming up with were also trying to build a name for themselves. And yeah, so we were all just teaching each other. We're just a community of people who are teaching each other these skills, and like, yeah, that's how, yeah.
Yeah, so can we just clap for those responses, y'all? Just a young clap, please.
Money guy, miss my money.
I cannot hang with niggas. They tryna murder me. I cannot hang with niggas. They tryna murder me. Some gon' go by posse. Some gon' go by posse. Handle the biz for real. I'm wearing no suit and tie. Let's go. I cannot hang with niggas. They tryna murder me. I cannot hang with niggas. They tryna murder me. But some gon' go by posse. But some gon' go by posse. Handle the biz for real. I'm wearing no suit and tie. Hey, too many baddies, man. Send it to T-side. I keep it a hundo, I keep it a stacker, to keep it a clipper. Design new merch, I take no hustles, I'm sure I need side. I feel like I'm Tyler, will never create, but this ain't for leash. I go, my name's my me. Z, ain't had it easy.